Imagine a world where electricity is transmitted wirelessly, where vehicles run on water, where the air is purified without chemicals, and the planet's resources are used without causing harm. Not a utopia, not science fiction, but a technical reality that humanity could have had more than 100 years ago. Yet one by one, these discoveries have disappeared, some along with their inventors. Others vanished after strange lawsuits, mysterious deaths, or corporate buyouts of key patents. Are these just coincidences? Or is it all part of a carefully crafted strategy to maintain control? Let's begin with the most famous name, Nikola Tesla. One of the greatest minds in human history, Tesla was already working on wireless energy transmission in the late 19th century. His Wardenclyffe Tower was built with funding from banker J.P. Morgan. Tesla believed energy should be free and accessible to everyone. Imagine electricity flowing into your home straight from the air. But when Morgan found out Tesla didn't intend to monetize the project, the funding was abruptly cut. The tower was dismantled, the documents confiscated. Tesla ended up in isolation and, by the end of his life, was poor, mocked, and nearly forgotten. Then there's Stanley Meyer, an engineer who created a car that ran on ordinary water. According to him, a special resonant generator split H2O into hydrogen and oxygen, which then powered the engine. The car could drive hundreds of kilometers on just a few liters of water. Investors were interested, but Meyer refused to sell his patents to oil companies. Soon after, he died under suspicious circumstances. During dinner with potential business partners, he ran out of a restaurant shouting, "They poisoned me," and collapsed, dead. Official cause: an aneurysm. But his brother is convinced it was murder. After his death, all documents and prototypes disappeared. Another strange case: Victor Schauberger, an Austrian forester and researcher who studied natural water movements. He concluded that vortex motion was a source of immense energy. His devices didn't just imitate this flow. They created moving fields that, according to Schauberger, could provide energy and even anti-gravity. He was forced to work for the Third Reich, and later, after the war, for the US under unclear conditions, he handed over all his plans to the Americans. Just days later, he died. None of his inventions were ever developed. And now, something even more inconvenient for mainstream science: the so-called Baghdad batteries. Found near the Iraqi capital, these clay jars contained copper tubes and iron rods. When filled with electrolytes like lemon juice or vinegar, they produced electricity. If authentic, and all signs suggest they are, this would mean electricity was used over 2,000 years ago. But this idea is unacceptable to many historians because it breaks the timeline of technological progress as we know it. Another nearly forgotten project: pneumatic metro systems. In the 19th century, the idea of underground transport, powered not by steam or electricity, but by vacuum and compressed air, was considered the future. Sections of such lines were built in England and France. Train cars moved silently through airtight tubes pushed by air pumps. It was quiet, eco-friendly, and cheap to operate. A real breakthrough. But within years, all pneumatic metros were shut down. Steam, then electric trains, took over. Some researchers believe it wasn't because the idea failed, but because railroad corporations lobbied against it, fearing a transport revolution. Today, pneumatic transit is remembered only by enthusiasts and futurists. even though the concept is nearly identical to Elon Musk's Hyperloop, promoted a century later. And that's still not all. The story of Royal Raymond Rife, a 1930s inventor, also ends in disappearance. He developed a powerful microscope that could observe living viruses without the need for vacuum environments. His research hinted at the possibility of destroying cancer cells using resonance frequencies. But after pressure from pharmaceutical giants, his lab was destroyed. Rife was branded a fraud. His devices were confiscated or destroyed, and his name was nearly erased from medical history. Another case, Joseph Neumann's motor. In the 1980s, Neumann showcased a device that seemingly produced more energy than it consumed. He never called it a perpetual motion machine, but insisted it had over 100% efficiency. His patent application caused such a stir that government agencies blocked official registration. Neumann spent years battling in court. And then there was Nikolai Drobnik, a Yugoslav inventor who developed a form of concrete that outperformed modern materials in strength and resistance. His so-called eternal concrete resisted water, wind, extreme temperatures, and chemical erosion. Buildings made with it still stand today, untouched by time. But after Drobnik's death, his formula disappeared. No further research was done. One more story: the Hutchison effect. Canadian inventor John Hutchison, while experimenting with high-frequency electromagnetic fields, documented bizarre phenomena. Objects levitated, metals softened or fractured, and some items simply vanished from view. His experiments were captured on video, but the scientific community met them with deep skepticism. Eventually, Hutchison was forced to shut everything down, accused of creating hazardous conditions. These stories raise a difficult question. Has humanity already stood, more than once, on the brink of a technological revolution? A future where energy is free, transportation is clean, and medicine is safer? And if so, why has that future been repeatedly stopped? Were these just accidents or deliberate actions? And the most important question of all, is it too late now? If this topic sparked your interest, don't forget to leave a comment. Maybe someone among you knows even more. And maybe, just maybe, together we can piece together the fragments of a future that was taken from us. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.